Good afternoon. We will go with the new lesson. So that is the Sangam age. So this is a lesson of South history. I mean South India. That is a concept where we will be talking about. I mean which took place in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so that is the age of the Sangam age. Actually, this lesson we will be having the topics like the meaning of Sangam age. Then we are having sources. Then the life of Sangam age. So, like this, three concepts are there in this lesson. But since the syllabus is reduced, so we are talking only about the two concepts. So, one is the meaning of Sangam age. Then second topic will be the sources. Okay, only one source we are talking. That is in the next class we will talk about the sources. So today's class I just want to tell you, or I just want to give some information regarding, or some the concepts regarding the Sangam age. So in today's class you will come to know what do you mean by the meaning of the Sangam, definition for the word Sangam age, how the Sangam age started, what exactly the Sangam age is, and where it is present and where it was, all these things. So we are going to discuss in this today's class. So first and foremost, this Sangam age, when we say, it is a history of South India. It is a history of South India. So in South India there are three famous kingdoms, or three popular the kingdoms were there. So here I have written it in a map. Okay, the kingdom like Pandya kingdom, Chola kingdom, and Chera. So these are the three famous kingdoms that existed in South India, in the history of South India. Then what about the Sangam age? To which kingdom it comes? Whether it was there at the time of Chera dynasty or Chera kingdom, or whether it was there at the time of Chola dynasty or Chola kingdom, or whether it was there in the, Pandya kingdoms or Pandya dynasty. So the Sangam age started, or Sangam age started to exist at the time of Pandya dynasty or Pandya kingdom. That we should know first. Okay, the Sangam age. Okay, the Sangam age started, or Sangam age was encouraged by the kings of Pandya. Okay, at the time of Pandya kingdom, so the Sangam age started. Exactly, we can't say what is the. It's been said that third or fourth, century, the Sangam age might have existed in the dynasty of Pandya between like 100 to 250th century. So this is the period where we locate the exist of this Sangam age in the Pandya dynasty. Okay, that basically you should know when the under the Pandya kings the Sangam age was started. Okay, what is the Sangam age? Now we will go one by one. Okay, what is the Sangam age? If you see the meaning of Sangam, the word Sangam means gathering or association. Sangha, you know. Okay, like that, Sangam means nothing but, it is nothing but basically it's just a meaning. Okay, when we say what is the meaning of the Sangam, just its meaning is gathering or association. Okay, it's a gathering, or it is the association of like a fixed number of members. We can say basically that is the Sangam means. Okay, Sangam. Okay, Sangha, that's what we call it. Now here if we see gathering or association, when we say for the Sangam, who gathered and who are the people gathered, that if you see that comes as a definition here. Okay, when we say it's a Sangam, whether it is a Sangam or whether it is a gathering or association of women, or whether it's a gathering or association of a men, or whether it is a gathering and association of an, like an youths. Is it what kind of gathering it is? If you see, that comes in the form of definition. Okay, so what the definition? If you see, the Sangam age. Okay, the Sangam age refers to series of gathering or association of. The very important is, it is not of association of a men, it is not an association of women, or it's not association of any youths or the old people, but it's an association of poets and scholars. Okay, it is an association, or it is of a sangam of an or gathering or association of an poets and the scholars. Okay, that itself says this Sangam age is nothing but it all will tell about the literary works. Poets and scholars, what their duty? Their duty is to compose the literary works. Okay, so that is known as a Sangam age. So this is the definition for Sangam age. When we ask what do you mean by Sangam age, you have to write this. When we ask what is the meaning of the word Sangam, you have to write this. Don't get confused with the meaning and the definition. And where this Sangam age in Pandya kingdoms, or where it is Pandya kingdoms, Pandya kings. So when they encourage this Sangam, so where it started in Madurai. Okay, in Madurai, okay, in Tamil Nadu, there is a place called Madurai. So there this Sangam age started at the time of Pandya kings. And that's the one aspect to which we are having it. So when we say poets and the scholars, means in this Sangam age, literary works were produced. Okay, many literary works were written by these poets and the scholars. Okay, literary works. So in that, the survived literary works, that means today the literary works of this 3rd and 4th century, what we are having as a document, so that literary works, we call it works of Sangam age, we call it as a Sangam literature. There are many literary works, but in that only few is survived. Survived means few are gathered, and it is taken and it is kept. The 3rd or 4th century's literary work. So that literary works we call it as a Sangam literature. Okay, Sangam literature. This is the one concept so which we are having it. And when we go with the literary works of Sangam age, okay, when we go with the literary works, whatever the written by poets or scholars, okay, when we see, so when we go through with the Sangam literature, so Sangam literature gives us more knowledge about the Sangam age. What is that more knowledge? If you see, traditional accounts. More knowledge is nothing but traditional accounts. Traditional accounts of 3 Sangams. Okay, so according to Sangam literature, the Sangam age will be classified into 3 Sangam groups or 3 gatherings. Okay, 3 gatherings started to take place. So let us see one by one. There are 3 gatherings, we call it as first Sangam, second Sangam, third Sangam. Okay, so like this we are going to see the 3 Sangams. So that if you see first Sangam, it is located, this gathering, first Sangam took place in Old Madurai, in Tamil Nadu, Old Madurai. The person who started this gathering, or the person who, started this, founder and the president, so that is Agastya. He is a sage. Sage means Rishi. Okay, Agastya. So when he started this, many classical works were done, many Sangam literatures were composed. In that we are having 2 famous ones. I have taken it as 2 famous. So one is, that is Aktayam. Okay, so this Aktayam, it is an earliest grammar book. Okay, it's the earliest grammar. Okay, it's the earliest Tamil grammar book. Okay, Tamil grammar book. which was composed in the first Sangam under the founder and presidentship of Agastya, a sage. Then second very important classical works of the first Sangam is, that is, Periya Padal. Okay, it is a poem. Okay, it is a poem. Periya Padal is nothing but a poem which consists of 32 to 140 lines. The poems. Okay, 30 to 140 lines of poem. Periya Padal. That is the reason Periya Padal means big. Okay, that is poems which consist of 30 to 140 lines of a poem. So that's the one thing. So which was read. And this Periya Padal was composed by a total 13 poets together. They have composed this Periya Padal. Okay, that's the one aspect. So this is the first Sangam which we are having it. Then if you see second Sangam, the founder is same personality, that is Agastya. Okay, located at Kapatapuram. Okay, so Kapatapuram, so it's located. Classical works, if you see, that is Tolkapayam. Okay, this is one of the classical works. So we can see in the second Sangam age. Okay, Tolkapayam is nothing but it is a Tamil grammar book written by Tolkapayar. Okay, the scholar, one who has written this book. This is the second Sangam which we are having it. Then when we come to third Sangam, very important out of these three, the first one and the third one is very important. The third Sangam, if you come, it is located in present Madurai, that is at present Madurai. We are having old Madurai and new Madurai, like how old Delhi, new Delhi. So like that, old Madurai and new Madurai we are having. So that's been present. And founder and president here changed, that is Tiruvallur, one of the famous, the scholar and the poet. Okay, Tiruvallur. It consists of 49 members. This third Sangam, Sangam age or Sangam started with the Tiruvallur with the presence of 49 members. Okay, and these 49 members have written many literary works. Okay, many classical works, many literary works, they have written it. Okay, so in that literary works, so Tirukural, which is written by Tiruvallur. Okay, Tirukural, which is written by an Tiruvallur. So that is one of the things which we are having. So this is a, non-religious. We call it as a non-religious works. It doesn't speak about any religion. Okay, Tirukural. So non-religious works. Okay, some which tells about some the moral, the ethics. Okay, Tirukural. That's when we come to sources. So we will be studying about the Tirukural in detail. The next we are having, that is Silapadikaram. Okay, so this is completely the story of Kannagi. Okay, there is a story of Kannagi. Where she cursed the Madurai. She put a curse to Madurai, and after the death of her husband. So Kannagi's story, it is completely, Silapadikaram. This is one literary work. And next we are having, that is Manimekalai. So that is completely, it's like anti ANTI. Okay, so anti, so love stories. The poem completely of Manimekalai. And next we are having, that is Jivika Chintamani. Okay, so Jivika Chintamani. So this is completely of completely it's a complete Jain literature. One of the Jain literature. So completely it tells about the values, the moral aspects of the life. So completely it is being said in this. So all classical works of third Sangam age, it will tell us about only the two major things. That is about the history of the Tamil people and their culture. Completely it is composed. Okay, so these are the three Sangams: first Sangam, second Sangam, and third Sangam which we are, having it. So once you go through it, the first Sangam, second, so here classical works are important. Okay, the literary works. That is the reason completely we call the Sangam age as an development of Sangam literature, the 3rd and 4th century, and that the first Sangam, second, third Sangams literary works are very, very important, and you can even expect a picture questions from 3rd Sangam age, that is about the Tirukural in your textbook. The picture is there, and some of the Silapadhikarams also, one the picture is given in your textbook, so that also you can go through it. Okay, so where Silapadhikaram, where Kannagi is cursing the mother, that's one scene is been given in your textbook. So like that, the literary works are very important. And even what do you mean by Sangam, what do you mean by Sangam age? Okay, three types of Sangams, founders, and the literary works, and the map is very important. Okay, the map, Chera, Chola, and Pandit dynasty, and Sangam age literary works completely, if it is today, is very popular, and the Sangam literature, many literary works, in that very few we have taken it here. This all happened only because of the encouragement and the patronage of the encouragement which was given by the kings of Pandyas, okay, to the poets and to the scholars. Okay, so that's about the this is about the meaning of Sangam, so topic, so which we are having it. Next class, so we will go with the next topic, that is sources of Sangam, and in that there are many sources, but we are discussing only about the one source, so that will be about the Tirukural. Okay, that is the one source, so which we are going to discuss. Then we will go with the some general things about the Sangam